Hello, this is Steve Schwartz with the TradingRoom.com TradeLAB review for the day. I'm here with my partner and friend, Edward Preston, who is our global trading coach, and we want to welcome all of you in. It's November 25th, and here is the review for the day. Most important to know that the purpose of our TradeLAB, EDU workshops, and IQ Trading Room is strictly for educational instructional purposes. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. I'm going to introduce EP to all of you, and EP, why don't you start your review now?
All right, thanks, Steve. So today, guys, we started off with our sentiment, as you can see there, stage 4, with the S&P on the left-hand side of your screen. We started off sentiment as conflict. We had the stocks and the treasuries, and the white line, by the way, designates 8 o'clock. That's our tea time. That's when we start looking for trading. So, pretty high up on the treasuries, up in the zone 2. S&P was in zone 1, but the fact that they're both bullish at that point in time were conflict. So really kept our focus in the morning on about 7 markets, 3 grains, a couple of metals, and one stock one energy, natural gas, and also one currency being the Swiss franc. First trade for me this morning was actually, I can't remember if it was the yen or the silver. Let's go over to the screen here. These were the 3 trades we did in the lab today. At the point in time when we were in conflict, it looked like we were on the verge of going risk off. We started taking a look at this Japanese yen. Japanese yen futures were breaking below a 2 and a 7 channel. Again, this is going to designate the time of trading, 8 o'clock. And we were about halfway down. It was looking pretty good. It looked like we had a shot at having this yen. It was actually one of the laggers at the time. It looked like it had a pretty good shot at going from neutral to purple. Like you see these candles over here, that would be weakness. It just didn't happen. Around 9 o'clock, everything started to turn back around. Stock market opened up, and everything kind of made an about face, and we got stopped out of that trade. Take note of where the protective stop was. The protective stop was above the opposite channel with a little bit of a buffer up above it, and that trade ended up losing. That trade had a total loss of, I just did a 1 lot. I missed about 1% as I recall, and I'm pulling it up right now. We lost $225. Yeah, a $25,000 account that's traded here in the lab. That's about 1% risk on that trade. Second trade I did was in silver, and I had an opportunity to get into this trade earlier. This was an ideal spot of entry. Plain and simple, just didn't see it coming, and it bolted up pretty quickly. There's a 2 and a 7 combination of channels right at the bull level. That top green designates the spot where the market turns bullish. Market drove right through it, and in 5 minutes, I think, went right to critical, no, I'm sorry, not critical, first and second levels of resistance. Well, the market came back down, and it did it again. Here's 9:30 with the stock market opening up. We got a pending home sale number coming out over here at 10 o'clock. Again at 9:30. Now the channel on the 2 has moved just a little bit. It was actually right in sync when I got into this. Plus you got a 5 accelerator on this. So it was almost like a double whammy happening. So we took it as it closed into the second zone, took this one again, or I shouldn't say again, but this time we made sure I jumped onto it. It took it right up. This one took 10 minutes, but it got right up to the top level or top Gnostic level, which is going to be what we call critical resistance. And this one took $500 out. You can see there, that's the silver. That was the Japanese yen. And then I made $87.50 on one of my S&P trades. And the S&P is something I did when we finally, let's go back to the screen here that showed the benchmarks. You see that 2? That 2 right there designates when we went in from the bull into the bear. And this was at about 9:45. Take a look what's happening over here at 9:45. Treasuries are going up. Stocks are coming down. We recognize that as a risk-off condition. Good time to start looking for a short in the stocks, and we did. I shorted the S&P. You see the S&P breaking down into the bear. I'm going to put this on a high-low close. And I recall that I think I might have placed this on a 30-minute time frame, so I'm going to jump over to a 30 here real quick, and I did. Take a look. There was a 2 up above, but the 30 channel, that solid purple line, that designates looking at 7 bars back at a minimum. We call it the RQ channel with the 7 reading. I usually like to wait for my channels to be in the zone, but I had all the stocks coming down and I saw the treasuries going up, so I placed the S&P and I placed a sell stop just a couple ticks into the actual bear territory. Now this is a 30-minute time frame, so no, it didn't take 5 minutes. It took a little bit longer than that to grab the first profit target. It had to climb down. I think it took about 20 minutes. I'm putting this back to a 5-minute. 5, 10, 15, 25 minutes. So it took 25 minutes to get down. Didn't quite touch the bottom, but it did get to 75% down into the zone. I recognize that as a good profit spot. I took half of my position off. I had a 2 lot. Took half the position off, and then I went break even with the other one, and you can see that's where the market went right back up. Stopped me out, and since then it's kind of climbed into the neutral zone and it's starting to climb back down again, but it's getting quiet, and of course tea time is now over and it's Monday. Mondays are not always the best day to trade. We're going to be a lot more careful with our trades decisions, right? And so net overall ended up making about 325, I think is what it ended at, 362 on the day for trading. So that's the trades. 3 trades, 1 currency, 1 stock index, and 1 metal. We got 2 more days this week in the lab. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And back to you, Steve. Take care, guys.
Great stuff, AP. Good day. All right. We're going to come back to my screen and finish the day off.